Guys, welcome back to my video. Today's video is a question and answer session where I'll be answering some of the questions I got from my previous video, from my Telegram group, Instagram, Facebook. I'll be answering some of the questions here in today's video because I believe it's going to get to as many people as possible and clarify so many people. Before we continue, I would love you to give this video a massive thumbs up so that YouTube will tend to push it out. A lot of people will get to see this and get answers to their questions. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. To all my new members, you guys are highly welcome, and to all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for supporting your girl. I do appreciate you guys at the real G's. You all are welcome back to my channel. Today's question and answer section will be divided into 3 categories. The first will be the job application process, then the second one will be the interview process, and the third one will be the visa application process. Remember, I'm not an expert, and the answers to these questions are what I got from my research. So at the end of the day, feel free to leave a comment if there are any corrections or suggestions to the answers that I have given. You can leave them in the comment section so that we all will learn from it. Okay, so without further delay, let's go straight into today's video. Okay, so starting with the job application process. So the first question on my list is, does NHS recruit Band 2 healthcare assistants? Before you make any job application, you should be looking at your salary. Now, the government stated that for professions that fall within the shortage occupation list, that your employer should not pay you anything below £20,480 for overseas applicants. It means that from overseas applicants, if you get COS and your salary is below £20,480, the probability that your visa will be denied is high. So this, knowing your salary before making any application, is one of the first things you should look out for. Okay, so for Band 2 healthcare assistant, as seen on the screen, you can see where they stated that the annual pay scale for Band 2 is £20,270. But then this year, government increased the salary, including that of NHS. Like we initially saw that the salary for shortage of occupation list is now £20,960. Okay, so the same thing with NHS. Now for Band 2, the salary for Band 2 is now £22,383, which is now even far way higher than the amount government stated for shortage occupation list, which is £20,960. So you can see that of Band 3, £22,816 and all that. I'll leave the link for this particular information in the description box. So from the look of everything, you can see that applying for Band 2 can actually secure you certificate of sponsorship if that particular NHS trust is recruiting from overseas. Okay, so because of the increment in the salary, now you can apply for NHS job as a Band 2 and actually get sponsorship if the NHS trust is recruiting from overseas. Okay, so guys, you can see the salary for other bands. So this list was updated earlier this year. Okay, but then when you are applying to care homes directly, some care homes normally state their salary per annum, while some will state their salary per hour. Then they will also state the number of hours you'll be working in a week. So from my calculation, you should be targeting jobs that pay, if it's per annum, more than £20,480 per annum, or if it's stated per hour, you should target from £10.50 and above. Now, for example, let's do the math. If your care home stated that they will be paying you £10.50 per hour and you are to work 39 hours per week, then £10.50 times 39 weeks times 52 weeks in a year, then you can see the actual amount which you are going home in a year, and it is nothing less than £20,480. And this is basically how to do the math for your salary. The most important thing is for you to make the calculation, check the annual salary based on the calculation that I've given. If it's stated annually, you will see it boldly there, nothing less than £20,480. But if it's stated per hour, then you do the math, the amount per hour times the number of weeks you'll be working in a week, then times 52 weeks in a year, and it will give you the actual salary per annum. Anything less than £20, £480 per annum, then that job is not for you as an overseas applicant. So I hope this have answered the question. So let's move on to next question on my list. So the second question is, where can someone upload CV and cover letter for NHS jobs? Okay guys, for most of us that have applied to NHS job, you will see that most times there are no spaces where you are going to upload your CV and cover letter. What they normally do is you fill an application form. But while filling your application form, this is when you are also going to state the skills that makes you qualified for that particular NHS trust to recruit you as an overseas applicant. So basically, while making your application with NHS trust, you just go with the flow. But I know for sure that you are going to start with your personal details, your email, you choose the country where you are applying from, very important, so that they will know that this is an overseas applicant that requires sponsorship. Okay, then you fill up other details, maybe your work experience, you write them. But at the end of the day, there is definitely a place where you are going to write your supporting statement. Okay, and this will take me to the third question in this section, which is, so in supporting statement, can I include my professional summary, and what other things should I include? So guys, like I said during the application, since there is no space to upload CV and cover letter, you go with the flow. But your supporting statement is the only part of your application that can tell if your employer is going to continue with you, whether you will pass to the next stage, okay, which is interview stage. So at this point in that your supporting statement, you need to really sell yourself very well. The person asks whether my professional summary should be included. Of course, it's not that you are going to do copy and paste, but whatever that is in your professional summary should be, you need to state them. Okay, that's the steps on what you should include in your supporting document or supporting statement or statement of purpose, whatever you call it. Guys, your skills, your area of specialization, the niche that you are specialized in, some of the things that you have done, your previous work experience. So in that your supporting statement, you should include things that will make your employer to say, okay, let's give this person a trial, let's give this person an interview and know what she's up to. Briefly, your professional summary should be clear and concise and should be written in paragraph. Okay, so you can start first of all with the introduction, which is the first paragraph. Introduce who you are, your area of specialization, your years of experience, and a convincing statement that will make your employer to continue reading your supporting statement. So maybe coming to the second paragraph, you can go ahead and list your experiences, give one or two examples using the STAR technique to give her a scenario based work experience that you have done at your workplace. Okay, so after that, you try and include the person specification which they have listed in the job advert, include them in under your while writing your experiences. Okay, so that you'll be speaking the mind of your employer. So after that, coming to third paragraph, you can talk about your core values. Go back to the NHS website, that particular NHS that you're applying to, and check the core values of that NHS and try and incorporate it in your core values and skills. With that, you are speaking the mind of your employer. Okay, then for the last paragraph, you end with a strong and convincing statement. Don't forget to say that you are open to learning more. So this is just a quick way on how to write a supporting statement. If you are interested to know more, you can leave it in the comment section and I will make a full video on that. So now that we have seen the steps to take in writing a good supporting statement, go back and draft one, so that once there is any job vacancy or when you are applying to NHS trust, you quickly pick it up, so that once it reaches the stage for you to write it, you go back and either copy and paste or you type it. Okay, and this will take me to the fourth question, which is, can I use one supporting statement to apply to all the NHS jobs I come across? Now the answer is no. Just like your CV, that you shouldn't use one CV for all your application, the same thing is with your supporting statement. So each NHS trust have their core values, their mission and their vision statement. So for any application in any NHS trust, you read their values and go back and incorporate them in your supporting statements. Okay, but first of all, you should have a draft, have a template that you use for your supporting statement. All you need to is just to make some corrections and adjustments to fit in with the role you are applying in that particular NHS trust. So with that, you are good to go. Once you start trying these things we are giving out, guys, you are going to start receiving interview calls from UK employers. So the last question for the job application process is, what does NHS mean by providing professional email from your previous work experience? Okay, so guys, remember, job application, you need to make an application first before you be called for interview. Okay, and most times for those in red list or amber list, remember, you can apply directly to NHS and you will get sponsorship. That's why a lot of people are now considering applying to NHS. You can also apply to care homes. Now, when you apply to NHS, sometimes they will demand for professional email from your employer. Guys, what it means is that they want to verify your identity, okay, and your reference. They want to hear from your employer if you are actually a carer or you have done all the things you stated in your work experience in that organization. So that once they contact your employer can be able to give a good report and account about you, so that your employer will speak good of you and how you have been of help to the organization. I normally tell people that any work experience you state in your CV, the name of that hospital or that care organization, make sure that those people can give you reference. They can provide an email when you get, when your employer requests for one. Okay, I normally tell people that before you make application, all these things should be ready. That's why they fall within the job application process section. So guys, we have concluded the job application process section. Let's move over to the next section, which is the interview preparation stage. Coming to the interview process section, the first question I got to be coming from my previous video here on YouTube. So this subscriber of mine sent me an email stating that I was invited for an interview from NHS. I'll quickly display it on the screen. I was invited for interview from NHS, but it was stated that they want face-to-face interview, not virtual, and I'm outside the UK. It's really painful. First interview since I've been applying for the past 1 year. So guys, when I got this question, I quickly replied her because I know it might be urgent. So I told her that maybe your employer doesn't know that you applied from overseas. So go back and text them an email, explain to them that you are an overseas applicant, so you cannot attend the interview one-on-one or face-to-face. They can actually organize a virtual interview for you. And she replied me okay. And at the end of the day, after a few weeks, I got a reply from her that she explained to her employer and they scheduled her for interview. So she had her interview via Microsoft Teams. So guys, you can see how this thing goes. When making an application, there is always where they will ask you, do you have the right to work in UK? So this will take me to the next question we have. What is the difference between do you have the right to work in UK or are you eligible to work in UK? Okay. So as I was explaining initially, when you are making your application, you always come across this particular section, do you have the right to work in UK? So the two questions, they are the same. They just want to know where you are applying from, whether you have the right to work in UK. If you have the right to work, that's already in UK, you tick it and they will take notes. Probably when organizing your interview, they can invite you one-on-one if they wish. But then if you say no, they will go ahead and give a vacant for you to give more information. So in that particular section, you will state that you are applying from overseas. You can as well note your country and also tell them that you require visa sponsorship or certificate of sponsorship if at the end of the day you pass their interview, so that they will know how to schedule you for interview, so that you won't miss out from any opportunity that you are able to secure. Okay, so always state that you don't have the right if you are an overseas. So always state that you are an overseas applicant, even when you are applying to care homes. In your cover letter, okay, or down below your cover letter or CV, you can state that you require sponsorship, so that they will know how to handle your application and schedule you with the right interview process. Okay, so guys, that's all for this section. Now let's move over to the visa application process, which is the final stage of any job application. Now the question on my list is, when a company gives you COS, do you pay for the visa processing or the company pays for it? Okay guys, remember, after a successful interview, you will be issued what they call offer letter. Most care companies give you the offer letter the same day if you had a successful interview, while some it takes some time before you will get your offer letter. Offer letter will going to contain the conditions with which your employer actually employed you. Okay, they will state whether they are going to pay for your visa fee, or they will pay for your flight, or they will give you accommodation. Any benefit associated with that offer will be in the offer letter. Okay, so guys, it depends and varies from one care home to another. Some care homes, one of my subscribers that got her visa, which is last month March, she told us, I asked her and she explained to me that her care home paid for her visa, flight, even accommodation, and I was like, wow, that's really massive. So it varies from care organization to another. Okay, so the next question on my list in this category is, can a graduate still do IELTS? Okay, so this question comes in two dimensions. Firstly, are you a university graduate, or you are an OND or HND graduate? This will determine whether you need to write IELTS. Okay, so if you're a university graduate, you must not necessarily write IELTS. You can actually use your degree certificate and transcript to apply for your ethics to validate your degree. Okay, and you will use it as your proof of English language. But then if you are OND or HND, then of course you need to write IELTS. Now this will take us to what kind of IELTS should you write for you to be able to get your visa as a health and care worker. Now guys, this IELTS of 18 has actually led some people to miss out from this opportunity. In fact, I've come across in one of my videos where someone told me that she wrote the wrong IELTS and applied for her visa. So he's scared whether they will issue her the visa. So I went ahead to tell her, just go and prepare and write the correct IELTS. In case they deny you your visa, you reapply for your visa. Also, someone asked in my Telegram group that a friend of hers, got her visa denied because she didn't write the right IELTS, whether she can still reapply. I quickly told her, let her rewrite her IELTS and reapply before her certificate or sponsorship expires. And if your certificate or sponsorship is almost expired, maybe expiring date is close at hand, you can apply for priority visa so that it will come out within 5 working days before your COS expires. Okay, now let me quickly explain. There are different types of IELTS. We have IELTS General, IELTS Academics, UKVI IELTS General, and UKVI IELTS Academics. Now, what are the differences? IELTS Generals are mainly the kind of IELTS that you can write as a proof of English if you are coming via the skilled worker visa. Okay, so if you're coming to the UK with a profession that does not have any professional body governing them, you can write IELTS General. So the second type of IELTS is IELTS Academics. Now, IELTS Academics are firstly for people coming to the UK via the study route. You need to write IELTS Academics. Now you can see the differences for you to show your proof of English language. Now, some schools request for WAEC depending on the school which we are coming to. When I came to UK via the study route, I used my original WAEC result, and because I passed my English very well, so they accepted my WAEC results. I didn't write IELTS. So it depends on the school which you are applying to. Okay, Now, another set of people that need IELTS academics are nurses or doctors or any profession that have a professional body that governs them. You need IELTS academics and not IELTS general. So if you are a nurse and you want to come to the UK as a nurse, of course you are writing IELTS academics. But then if you are a nurse but you want to come to the UK as a healthcare assistant or senior carer, then IELTS general is okay. Now the third one is UKVI IELTS general. So the difference is just that UKVI. The UKVI own is more advanced and not as easy as the ordinary IELTS general. Okay, so that's just the difference. But then IELTS general and UKVI IELTS general are still the same thing. But then IELTS general is, will I say, is much easier to pass than UKVI. Because UKVI, you are going to have cameras and more, you know, security and restrictions to make sure that you actually know what you are doing. So that's just the difference. So it's either you write IELTS general or UKVI IELTS general. Now the fourth type of IELTS is UKVI IELTS academics. Okay, just like UKVI IELTS general, we have UKVI IELTS academics. So if you can actually write UKVI IELTS academics at first sitting and pass it, I'll advise you to go for it. Okay, if your profession falls within the, you know, any profession that is being governed by a professional body like nurses, medical doctors, or radiographer, you know, those professions, you just go for UKVI IELTS academics, because once you get it, you can use it for your visa application, and once you land in UK, you can still use the same result to register with your body here in UK. So that one covers anything you can. In fact, that's the part like the highest of them all. But then why most people go for IELTS academics for nurses and doctors is because you can easily pass that one than UKVI. UKVI is more strict compared to the ordinary IELTS academics. So that's just the difference. Okay, so guys, in summary, if you are a healthcare assistant or a carer, you can either write IELTS general or UKVI IELTS general. But then if you are a nurse or a medical doctor, or your profession is being governed by a professional body, then of course you are writing IELTS academics or UKVI IELTS academics. So that's just the summary, and we are done with IELTS issues. Okay, also based on my research, I got to know that UKVI IELTS academics, you can use it to apply for jobs in other countries such as Canada, Australia, New Zealand. UKVI IELTS academics. How true is that? Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. If you have done that or is true, just say yes. Just let me hear your comment in the comment section. So guys, this is just basically the differences between which of the IELTS to write. Okay, more of this question and answer session will be coming up here on my channel. So in any of my videos, if you have any question, you can drop them in my videos. You can send me them on Instagram. My Instagram name will be displayed on the screen. Guys, follow me on Instagram, send me them, and I'll reply you fastly on my Instagram account. Okay, keep your questions coming. So guys, we have come to the end of today's video. I hope this video can be able to answer some of the questions which you have been curious to know their answers. Okay, don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section. If there are any suggestions or corrections or things you need to highlight, leave them in the comment section so that we all learn together. Thank you so much for watching my video. More of job opportunities will be dropping here on my channel from this week. Do well and subscribe to stay tuned. Turn on post notification bell so that you'll be among the first set of people to get notified once I drop my videos. Until then, see you in my next video. Bye bye.